Chapter 14 Next Level Ants, in which we make next level ant mobs interesting. In the previous chapter, we found a downward stair and descended to the next level. Upon arrival, we discovered it was identical to the previous level and were sorely disappointed. We'll try to solve that by addressing a number of things. We'll design an appropriate enemy. We'll give those enemies appropriate behavior. We'll try to place the enemies in a reasonable way. We'll design a different and proper level design. And we'll make a mechanism that can pick different level designs. An appropriately behaved enemy. Right now, when we flee to the second level, we again encounter the same two strong cats we just fled from. We must design an easier and less dangerous starter enemy for this level. We'll follow an alphabetical progression for our monster toughness. So these, our very easiest monsters, will be A for ants. Their appropriate and less dangerous behavior will be to move about in a random way and not hunt the player. However, if the player is near them, they will probably bite. We'll place them randomly around the dungeon so that you may sometimes encounter several, but most of the time only one. Our ant enemy will need an appropriate AI to behave as described above. Behold, therefore, 14 mob AI 3 ant.ts. For this to work, the class random must get the random direction 2 method. Random direction 2 will never pick 0, 0. Our interest in avoiding 0, 0 is that by always picking a different square than the one he is standing on, the mob will never try to hit himself. We could also solve this by explicitly checking for it in the AI before moving. By the way, there is an idea in this problem. Maybe we could attack monsters with a confusion spell or a compulsion spell that would sometimes make the monster hit itself. Now, add these parts to random.ts. To activate the mob AI3 ant, we'll make the switching AI switcher, which looks like this: 05 AI 14 AI switcher.ts. Picking different levels. To add our new ants to the level, we once again need a new builder, so we clone 13 builder2d into 14 builder2e.ts with the class name builder2e. The AI we can include with this. And then to activate our new mobs, we change the make level method to this. It will call add mobs to level. And we add mobs to level as this. Placing enemies in a reasonable way. We need some code that will place the enemy ants randomly scattered around the dungeon. We choose to do so by specifying a probability that any given square will contain a monster, the so-called monster rate. With a rate of 4, you get 1 in 4, 25% of the squares. With a rate of 50, you get 1 in 50, that is 2% of the squares. It could be designed in many other ways. For example, 1 monster per room or clusters of monsters in some rooms. Our choice here is just a simple way to get started. Make ants, which we used above here, will look like this. We will then place our random monsters by adding this make mobs method to builder2e. And our index 14 ants to run all of this will become this. You may now test the game again by running index 14 ants. This time, you actually have a fighting chance against the ants you meet, as you flee to the next level away from the cats. Eventually, the ants would wear you down, as you never regrow any of your hit points. And the layout of the second level is also still the same old layout. We'll fix that in the next chapter.